Alright, this review is for the ifruit app from GTA 5 for Android users because it just came out yesterday. I've been waiting forever for it to come out. I'm probably one of the few people who haven't actually beat GTA 5, so I can still get a little bit of use out of it. I used it for like a couple of minutes, so I figured I'd go through it right now on the video. But it starts off, it looks pretty cool, and I have to say I can show this for free right usage under reviews. But it looks fairly simple. Just yeah, there you go. So it's like obviously an iPhone, but it has like Los Santos custom, so you can upgrade and customize your cars, which is pretty cool. You can do that away from GTA, which I feel like that's the best thing about it. Out of the little bit I've actually done, and I mostly say that because I kind of hate going to get my cars customized, which I rarely do anyway in GTA 5. Because honestly, I feel like I destroyed more cars in this than I've like ever destroyed in any other GTA game, aside from when I do like GTA 5 online, and that's mostly because that car kind of respawns once it's destroyed, and even if you lose it to the cops or whatever, you can just go get it and it's fine. But in the regular game, I generally just grab whatever random car I can and then like drive off of something wrong and flip it. And it's like, oh well, it's gone now, and then you can just go home and each character automatically has at least like one specific vehicle for that character, so you don't have to always worry like, crap, I'm at home, like I like went home and I don't have a car. There's always something for you to drive. So as far as the custom cars go, it's like I don't really do it. Even when I find like the sweetest cars in the game, I don't take the time to go and get them customized because I know I'm gonna screw up and crash the car. But for people who do take the time to customize and not just flat out destroy all their cars, you can customize it while you're away from the game, and that way like you're out somewhere, you're bored or whatever. It's like I can customize this car that I have for my character, and that way I can save time in GTA, because it's one of the things where it takes up a lot of time when you think about it, because you're like, all right, do I want this color, do I want that color, and going through the list and stuff like that. And you can get the customizable plates where it'll be the black background with the yellow letters, or it'll have like Los Santos on it, or San Andreas or something like that. So it's really cool to have that. And I saw that you could actually put your own words on it, and I guess that's at a higher rank or whatever in the game. But yeah, going through now, it comes up. The first thing it does is just show all the cars. Sorry about that. It shows each character, including your online character, which is pretty cool. And like I only have one car online, and so it says like one of one, so you can for your online character, it's kind of cool. You can like swipe through your cars, I guess, and I'm sure they have that for everyone else too. But like once again, I don't save all the cars, so I'm not the type of character or the type of person in the game where I have all the cars saved in the garage. But I'm sure it's the exact same thing. It'll say Franklin has this many cars, Trevor has this many, or Michael has this many, and you can just swipe through all the cars that you have saved up in your garage and customize those. So it's pretty cool. And then you can do like it's all on the bottom. It has like garage, customize, plates, and then of course the button to go back to the home menu. But as far as customizing, you can respray it, do engine, brakes, wheel, exhaust, suspension, everything that's in the actual game, except for like just flat out, you know. Nope, yeah, you can color the car. That would be the respraying, of course. I don't know how it looks, and I'm not gonna. Well, I guess I'll just try it. Yeah, like you can't see what it looks like. Unfortunately, that's like the only thing. You just have to look at the color, like the little circle sample color they give you, and say, I guess that's a good color. But if you don't ever want anything, they have a reset button, and it'll just reset everything for you before anything's customized or finalized, I should say. So once you go through and you're like, all right, I think I like this or I like that, you can just pretty much hit order, and then it'll do all that stuff in game for you. And that way, once you load up the game, everything's said and done. So I really enjoy that. I think it's a pretty cool aspect of the game. And like I said, it's probably one of my favorites because it's one of the things I do the least. So I can, have a cool car and not have to worry about going to the garage and spending like 30 minutes in there. Like, do I like this color? Do I like that color? I can do it at random when I'm just like out anywhere, I guess. But it's a pretty cool feature. I think a lot of people enjoy it. Like I said, it's not too much for me as a gamer in Grand Theft Auto, but I know a ton of people do, all the big customizations, save a bunch of different cars because they like to have different styles and things like that. And then the main thing I think for this game is probably, you get Chop in the game with Franklin, and as soon as you get him, they tell you, download the iFruit app, and you can train him, and he'll basically be better in Grand Theft Auto 5 because you trained him in the app. And then, I played this the most because I didn't use the car app, but it starts off it's really just kind of cartoony like that, and let me try to get him up because apparently he's asleep. Something he does, or something they did, is when they drew him, they made him look super weird. Because of course it won't look like Grand Theft Auto 5, but the weirdest thing to me, I don't know if I can actually get him to look at the screen, but he looks so weird to me. Like his eyes, like you can barely see it, but his eyes are just like super weird looking, and then just like why is like what did they do to his eyes? It looks so weird to me, but you have like different stuff. You get food, water. You can take them on walks, which is the most fun because it's really just like little adventures, pretty much little mini games. And they have one where you keep other dogs away from his girlfriend, pretty much. They have one where you protect Franklin's car from other gang members, which is my favorite because like every time Chop like runs up to him and like basically like barks at him or something, they pretty much all just cuss the whole time, and it's just really funny. And then the last one is just like you send Chopper around to basically like steal women's bikinis off, and it's a really simple game. You just use your finger, you swipe, and just draw a line, and he just follows it. So I'm gonna try to. I'll probably have to turn it up. But all you do is just draw a little line. Super simple. Even though I'm like way off, it's causing me to destroy it. But yeah, like I see, they just cuss all the time, and it's actually really fun to me. But it's really simple, and all you do, you get points. It makes Chop happier, which just helps him learn stuff, and you can teach him new moves. Like I taught him to sit, but the main problem with that is you have to buy everything. Like buying water, you buy the food. You can get them different collars that once you buy it, it's in the game. Even I don't know how much you'd really recognize that aside from like they have a bunch of different ones. They have like a pink one and then a gold one, which for some reason is locked to me. But those types of things you recognize. But odds are you still wouldn't too much because once again it's not me. I barely take them out in the game because it seems like you should just be able to train them in the game. It would be more fun, but it makes sense. You have a little bit of a, I guess, side adventure that attaches to the game, and it increases like a small portion of the game. Really, like I said, I taught them how to sit, but that type of thing is like so insignificant. But it's a nice little mini game. But you do have to get points for everything, and it says, like points build up over time, like just randomly throughout the day. So I pretty much spent all my points, and I have like 11 now because I did some of the mini games. You can get bonus points if you do well enough, but it's only 3 games, and then after you do them maybe once or twice each, you'll probably be bored, and then you just be like, well, I'll just wait for the points to build up themselves. So it seems kind of stupid, to be completely honest, that you can't just get more points from playing the games, and you just have to keep waiting, because he really only has like 3 moves you can teach him, and each one you have to buy it basically I think 4 times before he actually learns the move. So you go through, and I don't know what the other 2 are, so let me see. The first one is sit, the second one I'm gonna assume is a handshake based off of the picture, and the third one kind of looks like a hug, like he just jumps up and kind of hugs you, which I don't know why you'd have to buy that move. Dogs like to just jump up anyway. But that's one of the things in this little mini game that you can buy. But it's not too bad, I guess. I mean, it is an app. The point is for it to be very simple and just you pick up and play really quick. But it's not too bad. They have simple stuff here for settings, and this is just for people who are on the Rockstar Social Club. So odds are if you have this app, you already took the time to go online and do that. But if not, you can sign up through the app, and then it'll bring up if you're in a club already, to bring up what your group is, emblem, your name, what platform you're mainly using, social networks you can link to. It keeps asking me for Facebook like every time I go on the thing, but it has all types of stuff, and it just says, pretty much what you can do is just, customize your actual account on the Rockstar Social Network Club. They also have Life Invader just like in the actual game, which is cool. And this is my first time using it, so I'm actually going through it now. And the first thing it does is come up with the person, whoever Carl Kelly is, and it just says you can stalk them. So obviously it's like Facebook. That's the point of it. But it's Life Invader, so you go through, and I'm just gonna randomly hit stalk just to see what happens, because I don't know if it'll affect my in-game account for all the characters or my account. But the first thing it asked me to do is, for some reason, sign in again through the into the social club. But I'm not gonna do that. But it gives you information. It says like random little comments under the person's name and stuff like that. It says like how many stalkers they have, which is kind of funny. Status updates, and a lot of status updates actually. And then all the random little links that they have in the game, which you can click on and then go to that page. So I think it's really just random stuff that you can basically attach to. That's random stuff in the game that you can actually link to outside of the game, and then it'll give you random updates like, hey, because this one I'm looking at now is for like the tattoo place. I should be like, hey, you can get discounts and stuff like that. And I believe I saw that in the game, where it's like, if you like stalk a page or whatever, and you can do it in the game, and obviously you can do it in the app. If you stalk a certain page, it'll say like, hey, you can get discounts just like you do from Ammunition, which is automatic, as well as Los Santos Customs. It's the same thing. You get those emails, and it's like, hey, we have this new item in, or come check this out and this and that. It's the same thing here, and you can do it in real life. You can, or sort of in real life, I guess. You can just go on here, and it's like, okay, I like this random thing in GTA. Like, if you do get tattoos for your character, and you always forget that, and you're randomly like, oh, I want to get a tattoo for my character, you can go on the ifruit app, and then to Life Invader, and actually, I guess stalk inkcorp.com or whatever it was called, and that'll basically link to your account, which will link to the game itself, and give you actual discounts in the game, and you'll get emails and stuff like, hey, come in now and get like 10% or 20% off a back tattoo or leg tattoo or whatever the specifics might be. So it's pretty cool, but I think it's more for people who are like really, really in depth into the game. And then the simple part of it would be training Chop. Once again, it's like, it's kind of cool to have it, because once again, it's an app, so it's meant to be very simple. But overall, I think it looks cool. I don't know why. I just like how it looks so much, I guess, because they really made it look like an iPhone. But the background changes all the time. They have like these little blocks at the bottom, which are links to just basically buy Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City. But they have other stuff for GTA 5, which I would assume are like videos and other things like that. But it's a nice, simple little app. It's nothing fancy like at all to me. Then that's not really the point, because like once again, it's an app. It's meant to be very simple, but it does let you do things. And once again, the Los Santos Customs thing, I feel, is the best part about it. Like, even though it's cool to train Chop, at the same time, you barely even use Chop in the game, at least as far as I know. But so far it was really just like the introduction mission, and then like I took him out on a walk twice, and it's just random stuff. Like I'm not just gonna randomly fight a bunch of people, because for one, he can get shot up, and generally he gets hit by cars, because I just like throw the ball and my car just hits him. So it's little stuff like that. But the Los Santos custom stuff, if you like cars in the game, and you're actually customizing cars and buying all those garages to keep cars, it's like, all right, I'm gonna customize this. I wanted to add turbo, or I wanted to change the suspension. You can do all that stuff, while you're out waiting somewhere, because when you're playing the game, you might be like, oh, I don't want to do it now because I'm like really into this specific mission, or you think it's, you're about to do a really cool mission, so you wait, and then you don't have time. You have the app, you can just be like, all right, well, now I gotta go, and when I get wherever I am, I can still customize this car and add suspension or change the color or do whatever I want, because it'll basically save to my account, and then once I load up the game, it'll be like, boom, here you go, your car's all switched up and everything's done. So it has great elements to it, but at the same time, it's like the chop thing. I feel like that's like, even though that's the main point is to train chop, I feel like that's the worst part about it, is because it seems like it would be so cool, but it's really nothing. It like doesn't really add too much or really anything to the game, because I don't know how many people are really like, I'm gonna take chop everywhere I go in the game, and I don't know, that might be an achievement to just like have chop with you for like a certain amount of hours, but it just seems so pointless. But I don't know, the Los Santos thing seems so cool to me that it's worth the app, by itself, just for people who really, love to customize the cars. But overall, I'd say check it out, considering it's free. Just download it anyway. That way, you might as well, every couple of weeks or whatever, you can just like train chop, and then you notice like random, little differences whenever you see them in the game. But if you love to customize the cars, it's definitely worth checking out. And if you want to, get like the random free discounts, in the game, and you never do it while you're actually playing the game, you can get the app again and do the whole Life Invader thing. So it's pretty cool to check out. And mostly, I'd have to say definitely get it just because it is free, and it does add, like, even if it's the tiniest bit, it can add to the experience, at least that tiny bit. So it's worth checking out. But if you're like, I want to get it so much because it seems so amazing, it's not like super amazing. Looks cool, has some pretty cool features, but it's not like anything insanely special. But if there's anything I might have missed, or for anyone who might have come across this, if you bothered to watch this long, and you've had it since the very beginning, what have you really gained from it, if you gained anything at all? And definitely, if you just got it, for Android, if you can get it, because once again, a lot of the comments I saw were that it wasn't compatible with a ton of different phones, which I thought was crazy. But at the same time, it did take this long for it to even come out on Android, so who knows. But if you can get it and you've experienced it, comment below, let me know what you thought of it. Is it worth it? And also, I think it's like 241 megabytes, so if you're really like, I need to have this space for whatever, then you might want to consider that too, because it is a pretty large app, which makes sense because it has all the links and the games and all this extra stuff that it has to do, so it can actually change your GTA 5 experience. But comment below, let me know if you have it, what do you think of it, and thanks for watching.